It is always an honor when we get to have in studio a nationally recognized guest, and such is the case with Mr. Kirk Smalley, the co-founder of Stand for the Silent. And if you're unfamiliar with that organization, we do have a local chapter, the Yuba-Sutter chapter of Stand for the Silent, but it is a national anti-bullying organization. And Kirk, if we can have you pull that microphone nice and close to you so we can hear you clearly. Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us in studio this morning and talk about what is one of our area's most important events that will be held tonight beginning at 6. Tell us about your presentation and what Stand for the Silent and your presentation specifically does.
Well, we try to educate communities and schools on bullying and youth suicide, and you know, some of the resources that you guys have locally, nationally, internationally, on how we can stop it. You know, we're losing kids to suicide due to being bullied on a daily basis.
It's a problem, and I don't know that people realize how big a problem it is, but it's a much bigger problem than people realize, huh?
It is, David. You know, a lot of families don't come forward and go to the media when they lose a child. You know, suicide's kind of a taboo subject.
Sure.
And so a lot of people kind of hide that.
And is it your experience over the years that bullying is a greater factor in suicide, a lesser factor in suicide, or about the same as, say, 20 or 30 years ago?
I would say it's greater.
Well, the Internet makes it a different thing now than when, say, I was bullied in school or whatever. Because I could go home and there were people who cared about me, and I didn't have to deal with the people who were at school. But then now you go on Facebook, or you go on Twitter, or you go on Snappy, whatever it is.
Snappygram,
I don't know from the Internet.
That's very true, Dave. I mean, social media has made bullying so easy to do, and we can actually be anonymous. You know, we don't have to stand there and risk being in a physical confrontation with someone anymore.
Now, as co-founder of Stand for the Silent, how long has your organization been in place?
My wife Laura and I, we lost our 11-year-old son, Ty, to suicide due to being bullied 3,020 days ago. And we started Stand for the Silent about a month after we lost Ty, so a little over 6 years.
So you have devoted your life to helping communities try to solve the bullying problem, and specifically the type and level of bullying that leads to suicide. What can people who are going to your presentation tonight expect to see and hear?
You know, we tell about some of the local kids here in your area that have actually taken their own lives due to bullying, and you know, we try to offer resources on what to watch for, how we can stop it, how we can stand up for each other.
What are some of the signs that parents might see at home and not really realize they're seeing?
You know, there are so many different ways that you can kind of, you know, each child is different. Some of the things that you might notice is real big mood swings. A kid that's normally happy-go-lucky and always smiling, and all of a sudden, you know, they're real withdrawn. They start giving away some of their favorite things. A lot of anger.
Sort of boils down to, I know my kid, and that's not my kid.
Right.
So something's wrong.
Yeah.
And parents should be aware of that sort of thing.
But at the same time, you know, our son, Ty, he never exhibited any of that type of thing. He was always smiling and laughing, and the morning he took his own life, he was smiling and laughing with his mama.
Wow, that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it truly is. Now, I understand that for tonight's presentation, that'll be 6 till 8 at Boyd Hall on Lassen Boulevard in Yuba City, that seating is limited. Are there still seats available?
Yeah, we're actually, pardon me, not taking reservations or any RSVPs, so it's kind of a first-come, first-served type of deal. Definitely show up on time, come save your seat, and we're expecting a packed house. So
and how do people find out more about it?
They can. Our Facebook page has been pretty active, so probably our Facebook page, which is Yuba-Sutter SFTS. We're pretty easy to find.
Facebook.com/Yuba-Sutter SFTS. Thanks very much for joining us this morning, you guys. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.